Okay, this is the Garrett Lee Smith Campus Suicide Prevention Grant. We are JCAP PR. I'm Colin Andrews, I'm the account executive.
I'm Alexis McDaniel, I'm the assistant account executive.
I'm Jane Burgeon, I'm the research coordinator.
And I'm Blythe Stupas, the strategic planner. First of all, we'd like to thank you for the opportunity to work on this campaign. It has truly been a valuable experience for each of us. Our problem and opportunity statement is to have the BGSU public want to intervene and provide the resources necessary to those who they think may be suffering from depression or who may be suicidal. Through better education, the BGSU public will be more likely to provide help to those who they think are in need and therefore reduce the stigma surrounding help-seeking behaviors.
All right, so we focus our public relations campaign around the slogan, "Birds of a Feather Flock Together." With this slogan in use, we are putting the responsibility of creating a culture of care on every single member of the BGSU community because we are all Falcons. And every student, faculty member, and BGSU staff employee is a Falcon, and we all flock together. This slogan also relates to the theory of the health belief model because the cue to action for the BGSU public is to believe it is their responsibility to create a culture of care on campus and actually do something to help those in distress. So we tested both creating a culture of care slogan and Birds of a Feather Flock Together slogan in our focus groups. And the students responded better to Birds of a Feather Flock Together because they said it was more relatable to them and it was something that they could connect with and feel a part of the campaign. And then the logo we created to go along with our slogan incorporates the BGSU community along with the entire nation on the awareness of suicide because it incorporates orange on the stem for BGSU and then also purple, which is one of the colors for one of the national colors for suicide awareness and prevention. And so together we're going to spread awareness in our BGSU community and then throughout the entire nation. We got Freddie and Frida to endorse our slogan. They're giving us a thumbs up. They're pretty pumped about it.
Okay, with secondary research, one of the first topics we want to talk about is veterans. Veterans sometimes have a tough guy persona. They're afraid that if they go to get help, they might seem to be unmanly. We also found that PTSD is a big problem in veterans, especially those who have served in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, even more reason to focus on veterans. We also found veterans in rural areas, like in Bowling Green, are less likely to seek help, and also that veterans would be more comfortable hearing or talking to someone who has experienced depression or suicidal thoughts, someone that they can relate to.
And we also found a lot of secondary research on the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community. We found a common theme all leading back to the environment surrounding the person. So we thought this was really important to know because what's going on in your environment can cause depression and anxiety. So one statistic we found that was really important was LGBT youth living in a social environment that was more supportive of gays and lesbians were 25% less likely to attempt suicide. And then some of our ACHA and NCHA data that we felt was important to our specific campaign was 75% of students were not interested in receiving information on suicide prevention in 2012, and also 70% of students were not interested in receiving information on how to help others in distress in 2012, which was actually an increase from 60% in 2010.
For one of our focus groups, we did faculty members. Overall, faculty members felt that they were aware of the warning signs of suicide and the signs that come along with those. But overall, they didn't feel very knowledgeable about the counseling center. For example, a lot of them didn't even know where it was located now. They're worried about crossing a line, though, with students. They wanted to help, but they didn't want to become too involved with the students. They felt, though, that having brochures in their office to give to students that did maybe come to them in need would be an effective way to help. They also felt that having a speaker from the counseling center come in during department meetings and talk to them about gatekeeper training and then the warning signs to look out for.
We also conducted a focus group of the students in general. The students said that they do feel knowledgeable of the warning signs and they do want to help, but they feel overloaded with information and that's why they're not interested in receiving any more. On the counseling center, students said they were unsure if it was trained professionals or if there were untrained students there, and they also didn't want to run into anyone that they recognized, a little part of the negative stigma. As far as messages, they said that they want to see bold messages, and they're more likely to pay attention if the students are talking about it, if it's word of mouth, rather than just seeing signs. They said that they liked our slogan, Birds of a Feather Flock Together, because it's catchy and they feel like it is really relatable to the Bowling Green community.
And our final focus group was on the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community. They feel that suicide is a major problem in their community, and they felt extremely aware of the warning signs. They were concerned also, as the students in general, about the qualifications of some of the people working at the counseling center. Some say that their sexuality or their friend's sexuality has affected their everyday life, which we thought was interesting. They would feel most comfortable talking to a professional or someone who has experienced depression or suicidal thoughts. We tested both the slogans, the culture of care, and they generally liked it. We also tested our slogan, Birds of a Feather Flock Together, and they unanimously said that they loved it. It made them feel comfortable and that they were all in this together. They thought the best way to reach out to their community was by social media, union tabletoppers, and big fun events.
For our target audiences, the primary ones that we focused on were the BG students and then the faculty and staff here at BG. For the students, we want everyone to be involved, and so by including all BG students as a target audience, we hope to show everyone the warning signs of suicide and how to help those who are showing those warning signs. Also for the faculty and staff, we felt they should be a primary audience because they interact directly with the students that might be showing these warning signs. And by including them, we kind of push that factor of all being Falcons together.
And our secondary target audience includes the LGBT community and veterans. Veterans and those in the LGBT community are more likely to suffer from depression or suicidal thoughts and are also more likely to have fellow veteran or LGBT friends. Therefore, they're more likely to encounter those who may be suffering from depression or suicidal thoughts. And one of the stats we found, of course, both groups have a higher risk of suicide, and sometimes it's 2 to 3 times more likely than other groups, so we thought it was very important to target them.
We're only going to present a few of our goals, objectives, strategies, and tactics, but we have more of them in our proposal. The first goal that we'd like to highlight is to create a culture of care that promotes shared responsibility by June of 2014.
And our objective is to increase the percentage of students wanting to receive information on how to help others in distress from 30 to 40%.
Our goal for this is to partner with several different campus organizations.
And then the tactic would be to partner with UAO, LGBT, and ROTC to host an event in the Union on February 1st of 2014 called Falcons Flock South.
Falcons Flock South is a tropical-themed getaway for students and faculty to come together and get away from the cold weather of winter in order to go to an uplifting evening with food, games, music, and fun. Another goal that we'd like to highlight is to reduce the stigma associated with getting help on campus by June of 2014.
And the objective that goes along with that is to encourage the LGBT community, veterans, and at-risk students who struggle with any mental health disorder other than anxiety and depression via a survey that we would give out in September of 2013 to reach out and seek help from the Counseling Center.
Our strategy we would use is to use traditional media and social media.
And our tactics would be to post information on the bathroom stalls via Stall Talk, put posters throughout the residence hall, and then also chalk around campus. Also, we would use Facebook and Twitter to communicate our message via weekly status updates and tweets.
Another goal that we'd like to highlight is to increase participation among faculty and students in gatekeeper training, also by June of 2014.
In our objective, we hope to get at least 50 new students and 10 new faculty members involved in gatekeeper training each semester.
Our strategy for this is going to be to partner with different organizations on campus, such as orientation leaders, opening weekend group leaders, Rho Gammas, resident advisors, group housing directors, and any executive board members of organizations on campus.
So our tactic for this would be to have a presentation given at meetings for these various organizations, requesting a partnership and collaboration to make gatekeeper training necessary for all of these leaders on campus.
A few other strategies that we want to highlight are to conduct faculty department meetings.
So each department on campus will have a once per semester meeting on how to help others students and others that may be in need of professional help with the BGSU Counseling Center, and then also to have brochures to distribute in the meetings for faculty to disperse to students who may need them for the BGSU Counseling Center.
Another strategy is to partner with several different campus organizations.
So we would like to partner with ROTC and LGBT to participate in the Wellness Health Fair as well as Campus Fest by having tables with information, and then include promotional items like t-shirts, cups, pens, things like that.
Another strategy is to use social media to interact with the BGSU public.
And our big ideas are to use Twitter to promote the use of hashtagging on the BGSU Counseling Center's Twitter page to get students to interact. So they would use the hashtags of BGSU Cares, Falcons Care, and Falcons Flock, and also put like our Facebook page on all promotional materials, and then also use a hashtag contest during Campus Fest and the Health Fair, in which students are asked to tweet an example of how BGSU cares with the hashtag BGSU Cares, and then they can come up to the table at Campus Fest and show us that they tweeted and receive a free t-shirt.
We have a detailed budget.
Sorry.
We have a detailed budget and timeline in our proposals, but we'd like to point out that our total came to $3,695 out of the $6,000 given. So that leaves us $2,305 extra dollars to be used toward our event, toward our marketing materials, any future ideas, and any unexpected costs that come up. Also, our student organization should continue to raise funds and partner with organizations like the University Activities Organization in order to ease funds or expenses.
So just a few evaluative techniques that we want to point out. First of all, you can count how many people are taking the surveys, the number of people attending events by having someone standing outside of the events and just making a tally. Also the number of followers on Twitter and the likes on Facebook, both before big events and after, to see how big of a response we got on people liking our pages on social media. Also the number of people using hashtags. You can do that by going on Twitter and just typing in the hashtag and seeing how many people are using it. Some other techniques include asking people how they heard about our events or BG Cares to measure the effectiveness of our marketing material to see if people are viewing it. We can also contact department heads to see if the faculty meetings were successful. We have many more evaluative techniques in our written proposal.
A few of the pieces we produced for our campaign include a press release, which explains the new student organization, and as well another one for the big winter event, Falcons Flock South. We also have an internship description, a comment card, a flyer, fact sheet, and surveys for faculty, LGBT, and veterans.
So as we mentioned earlier, in our focus groups, we had a lot of students worried about the counseling center and the qualifications of maybe the grad students working there. So we wanted to create a fact sheet to put all those doubts to rest. And you can distribute these during events like Campus Fest, the Wellness Health Fair, and it's just basically some basic facts just to, get rid of anybody's doubts about anybody working there.
We also created a flyer/poster to hang up in residence halls and to pass out. It's simple, it explains the mission of BG Cares, and it gets people excited about the tropical themed event. You see we have a photo of a beach on there. And we want to point out that all of these marketing materials can be edited and changed for your liking.
Okay, I think they're going to go ahead and start handing out the proposals. We'd just like to say that we do believe that our campaign is the most effective and realistic way to use the grant and to create a culture of care in the Bowling Green community. And we'd like to thank you again for the opportunity to work on this because it has been a great experience for us.
Questions?
Thank you. Feel free to ask any questions.
They will. Take away without asking.
Well, I guess I'll ask a similar question to start off with about your focus groups. You can talk a little bit about who you recruited and how you recruited those folks.
Yep. For the faculty, we just sent out emails to as many professors that we've had over the past 4 years and just to see who would be available to come. We ended up only having 2 come, but they were incredibly active in the conversation and they provided a lot of information for us.
And then for LGBT, I have a good friend who's pretty active in the LGBT community, so it was easy to get the word out that way. And we had, 6?
Something like that.
Like 6 people come to that focus group. And then what was the last one?
For
Jess?
students in general, we all just kind of brought together various
Yeah.
people, said invite your friends, and I don't remember what was our total for that one. Was that one?
About 6 for
Yeah.
that as
6
well.
as well.
I'm curious, did you ask the student focus group about like the major events that you were planning, and what was their feedback on that event?
Well, I think the major events kind of came from the focus group, so we hadn't had it planned yet. So we made the big event based on what they said. They wanted something exciting, something fun. They said in the winter they kind of get depressed sometimes, so that's where that actually came from.
Yeah, and there also aren't a lot of events planned in the winter that we found. So we thought it would be a good time because we've actually kind of been in collaboration with UAO a little bit about just bouncing ideas off of them. And they thought it was a really good idea to plan it in the winter as well.
I'm just curious because we do late night events.
Do you?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm just curious as to, I was just curious if, it would be something
Right.
to
Right.
do late night events.
Right.
For one of the late night events.
And
I was just curious.
yeah, which is also another reason we wanted to involve UAO is because it is the first year for the campaign, so they have a huge following on campus, so we want to get them involved so they can help
Yeah.
us spread the
We've
word.
partnered with them.
Have you?
several times, so, yeah.
You talked a little bit about strategies for reaching out to veteran men. What about veteran women?
I think the general idea, the point I was talking about veteran men, how it was unmanly. I think that point kind of also pertains to women, not the unmanly, but that they feel like there's this tough kind of persona. If you're in the military and they've been through war, they've seen all kinds of things. So I think it was important that we targeted both of them. We weren't just saying that we were targeting the men.
Thank you.
And also getting them, ROTC, involved with even like our information booth at Campus Fest and the health fair, I think will also help them.
We do also have research included in our proposal. We didn't use it for our particular campaign, but outside of the veteran community, it showed statistics on women and how it was actually in my race statistics. It was saying that African American women were the least likely to attempt suicide because they feel like they need to be the strong person holding their family and friends together. And I'm sure that some of that probably rolls over onto veteran women as well. They need to be strong. Thank you.
Thank you.